Welcome back to CAD 216, and in this week we are going to make floors and we're going to make ceilings, and we're going to have two different videos. We're going to have one on the floors, one on the ceilings, to kind of split up the time of these videos so it doesn't make it just so long. When we do the floors, we've got a basement floor, we got a garage floor that we've got to do, and then we'll have the two sections of the house. And here we'll have the first floor, and of course we'll have the second floor. So let's take off. Let's go to basement, and we'll start on this one. Your basement should look like this. If it doesn't, let me know, and I'll help you through that, trying to get that viewing set up. And what you want to do here is come in here to architecture, and we're going to go to floors, and we're going to use an architectural floor. Now in this, let's see what we've got and what they're wanting us to use. Now the basement floor, you're going to have 4 inches of concrete, and you're going to have it sitting on 4 inches of substrate, which is going to be like a sand or a gravel. And let's see what we can find here. Concrete slab 4 inches, so we do have that one, but there's some things that we need to do with that. Let's edit the type, and we're going to duplicate it. And on this one, we'll call this one the basement floor, and 4 inch, and then hit OK. So on this one, even though it is 4 inch basement floor, I come in here and it's 4 inch, perfect. But there's also, we want to put our substrate in here, which is going to be a vapor. We're going to have a vapor barrier in there. So core boundaries, this is all right. And then I want to put myself a membrane. So fourth, it's going to be a membrane layer. Okay. A membrane layer, and I want to put in vapor. Let's see if we can find it here. I'm going to type in vapor retarder, and what that is, it's just going to keep the moisture from coming up. So OK on that. Is 0 inches. It's just real thin plastic type of material. And then we're going to add another one, and it is going to be, and I need to switch him around. I need this one to be up here at 4, so I'll just click on it, move it up, and then the next one is substrate 2, and category on this one is going to be sand. They're going to use sand, and sand is really good to put underneath concrete to keep it from wanting to crack. So alright, let's see if we can find sand in here. Here's sand, and I'll hit OK on that. Well, it didn't accept it, so let's go back in here and hit sand. Didn't see it there, so we'll come back down here. I thought I had it. There it is. I want to upload into that and bring it up here, double click it there, sand's in, and I want to put 4 inches of that. So this is what our basement floor is going to be made of, and I'm going to make sure it's basement floor 4 inch. And all you do is, now you see how it's kind of light green over here. You either got to check mark it or close it out. And what I want to do is basically pick a wall. And when I pick a wall, you see how it's following that inside. That's exactly what I want it to do. Alright, so that looks really, really good, and that's the floor is, and everything is connected all the way around. That could be the biggest mistake some people make on doing these, is actually have something like that. You don't, maybe it's not that noticeable, but if they're not exactly together, it'll throw up an error code. So hit your check mark, and for how it was overlapping volume out of the walls. No. So now we've got our flooring in there, and we go to 3D. If you want to take a look at it in the basement, I can do a section view now. Let's do that real quick. And do a section box, turn that on, and I can actually go in here now and we could take a look at it. There you go. And right there's your floor, and it's setting perfectly right on top of that footer. So that's exactly where we need it to be. Everything is looking good, looking really good. Alright, so now let's move right along, and let's make sure we've got everything where we need to here. I'm looking through the book along with you. This is in chapter lesson 9, so if you want to follow along with the book. So now I want to take this section box off, and I want to jump back in, and let's go into the first floor. Let's go ahead and get the garage done real quick. That would be the next part that we need to do. And I want to go into my elevations and see if I've got a garage level set up. And first floor, foundation, and really and truly, I don't think I've got a garage plan or a level set. Got the basement, so I wonder where they're wanting us to put the. Let's take a look at it real quick. The garage. So now we've got to find out where that garage goes to. Well, all we could do is go into 3D and take a look at this and see where that location is on that garage. And here we're going all the way up, and I'm going to put the garage. It's going to be a little bit lower than level 1, because right here is level 1. Well, actually not. We'll just put it on level 1 as well. We'll go to first floor on that, and that's where we'll put the garage flooring. Now, the garage floor is going to be in, going to work the same way. Architectural. I need to go into floor. Go into floor. And we're just going to grab this 4-inch. Now, I want to make my garage floor 6 inches thick. So again, when we do this, I want to use the same layout, but I want to do duplicate and make this one a 6-inch floor. Okay? So 6-inch floor, okay. And all we have to do is when we go here to edit this is to change the thickness of the concrete to 6 inches. Leave the substrate 4 inches is fine for the substrate on this. They're using sand. It's not going to move, so it's perfect. Now come in here and do the same thing that you did earlier. Just click on these walls right around through here. Perfect. And then hit check mark. And now we have got our concrete floor inside of the garage. Now I'm just going to take and hide this garage door by hitting my glasses and hide element, and let's just see if that's in the right spot. Hide element. Alright, it looks pretty good. Looks really, really good. And the thing of it is, I've had this wall come all the way up to set underneath of that, and I'll be honest with you, that looks good. It walks right into the house. That'll be okay for right now. That'll be just fine for right now. Awesome. So now let's go into the first floor, and let's come over here and put our flooring in. Now let's see what they need on our flooring. Now, they've got some really heavy-duty floors in this house. Most of the time you see 2x10s whenever you're using dimensional lumber, but they're using a lot heavier structure. A lot heavier structure. They're using wood rafters of 1 and 1 1/4. So that is a 2 by 14. Man, that's really heavy duty. 3/4 inch plywood on top of it, and then they're putting a 3/4 inch hardwood floor on the top of that. So let's go ahead and we'll come in here and go to floor, architectural floor, and we're going to slide down to they're wanting us to just use the 10-inch wood finish, and of course we're going to have to duplicate it because we're going to have to set it to what they've got. And I want to call this one 2 by, again, that's a 2 by 14. That is a heavy duty floor. Okay, so I want to hit OK on this and hit edit. And now what I want to do is come in, and I've got 3/4 inch here, a 3/4 inch here, and then I want to change this to 1, actually, yeah, it was 1 foot, 1 1/4 inch. And if you click off of it, it should look like that, 1 and 1 1/4. And the rest of it looks fine. Alright, so hit OK on that. OK, and then we're going to go around this thing and put the flooring in. Now the flooring is going to go all the way to the edge of the wall. So pick your wall, grab it, and click on it. Goes all the way around just like that. And hit escape a few times. I want to delete that line out. There's an extra line put in there. If you hit escape a few times, I can go in here and I can straighten this little piece right there up. There must have been 2 lines there. So I got them. Now, the thing that you want to look at here too, guys, when you're doing this floor, pull this one up. These lines need to be all the way over to where this line is. And what I do is I grab this and I come over here and I want to be lined right up. And it's hard to actually get that, so I want to hit alignment, and I should be aligned, and it's really hard to tell right now. I want to be lined right up with that. I want to be lined up with that. Because this one's got all that crazy siding on it, so you want to catch it about right there. See how it's lined up with that dimension line that we had? Perfect. Come up here and grab that. Grab that. I'll grab that. And that one comes over. Everything's looking really good. All that's looking really good, and you're putting it on the line that meshes up right with that dimension line. So all that looks really good, and all you have to do is just check mark. Would you like the walls that go up to the floors level attached to the bottom? Just hit no on that. I hit no on all that for right now. If I want to do any of that, I'll do it later. And what I want to do now is I can take in 3D and So far, so good. Now, we're going to have to adjust these floors a little bit. See how that floor's come in there? It should be lined right up. Y'all see how that is? It should be lined up with your concrete foundation. And there should be a little bit of a gap in between of it for a sill plate. But you also got to remember, usually a sill plate is a 2x16. So one thing you got to understand too is that we had 3/4 inch ply or flooring on this, and it counted. So what I do is click on this, and I want to offset it up 3/4 of an inch for that material, for that flooring, because your wall studs are going to sit on top of your plywood, your flooring, not your actual oak hardwood. So when I do that, it'll lift it up just a little bit more and give us a little bit more room to put our sill plates in. And we'll look at that in just a little bit. Okay, so we got that one in, and now let's go on to the second floor, and let's go and get that one put in. Second floor, and it's going to work exactly the same way. And honestly, why not just go to the first floor, and we'll just copy it up. Grab a hold of the whole thing, and you're going to do a copy, which is right here, and paste a line to selected levels. And then when you come in here, you want to go to second floor. Okay, and that should have put that in your second floor. So we can go into second floor and take a look. Ah, there it is. Perfect. The only thing is, let's go to 3D here. Perfect. The only thing is, on the second floor, you don't have this little section right here. So when you click on the second floor here, you can always come in here and do an edit boundary, and you can delete that outside boundary off, and then you can close this boundary back up. Now you can't have that when you have to have just one complete line going across. And finish. I hit always no on those for right now. And there is your second floor, the layout of this, okay, with your flooring in. Now we've got to do some things here too with your stairs, and also you're going to have to, and the height offset's already there, 3/4 inch up for that material. Okay, and that was for your hardwood. So we should be pretty good on that. So now I need to adjust and make me a spot so that we can actually come up and down our stairway. So I'm going to click on it, edit boundary, and all I'm going to do is just put me a rectangle. You can put it around the whole thing. Let's see what they want us to do. Yeah, we'll put it around the whole thing. I'm just going to come up here, and I'll grab it from that point, and I'll come right around through here to this point. And you see how that opened that up now? Now we have a way. You can actually, and we can make banisters around this a little bit later on too. So now that you can actually access coming up the stairs, because you will right here because of the landing. Now let's go back to the first floor. We've got to do that for the first floor as well. We've got to open it up for the stairway. So I just double click my first floor. We come in here, click on it, again edit boundary, and on this one, what they're telling us to do, because you're kind of coming up the basement, from the basement and in this way, all they want from us this time is I want to put me a little rectangle. I'll catch it about right there, and I'll bring it back to right there. And that's, would you like, no, no. So now that right there's coming up out of that basement right in there. So if you were to take a look at your house right now, inside of it, it's pretty cool. And I want to show you a little trick here for something you want to do. You can do a camera shot inside of it. And this is just the actual view from your vantage point of standing there, what this house would look like. inside, and there's that opening. You can kind of turn it around and look at it. This is going down to the basement. This is upstairs. That right there was that opening we made for the basement there. Okay, so they got some really cool stuff. You can also change the color of this too. Down here, visual styles, you can do a realistic, and right there's your hardwood. It looks really, really cool, doesn't it? So we're getting there slowly but surely, but that will take care of our floors. So we will do our ceilings next on the next video. If you have any questions, let me know.